Good way to catch out your opposition. And try and find that reset here and now, but let's see. Double AWP still here for Valiance. Oscar's got one of his own. It's actually a triple orb. Okay. Why not? Sure.
Yeah, I mean, you know, you really can't afford to have that into the retake, so they can't let this bomb go down. But if they're able to find the kills, maybe they can use this as a bit of a gimmicky kind of round. Gimmicky strat, but uh-oh. Yeah, you're really stuck between a rock and a hard place, or a fire and a fireplace. Actually, that's not that threatening, because a fireplace is just bricks. But here's Rops chiming in with one. He shuts down Otto. Man, there's another. Esperanto up in the heavens, trying to do what he can, and the Molotov down on a headshot does heat things up for Ops a little bit. Denies them the crossing of the bomb site for the time being. He has to do more than just delay. He has to try and find some form of equalizer, and that just doesn't happen, so they back off. They give this one up. Mousesport's going to be back in with a 6th. And actually, one thing I wanted to touch on, you know, you mentioned, one of the things that you and I spoke about earlier was how Nexa did that interview. He said, you know, that we've anti-stratted all the teams here, especially the likes of Mousesports. You know, we've really been focusing on that. And then to me, you know, like, the one map that I think you're going to really struggle to do that on is Cash, right? Because it is one of Mousesports' weaker maps. It is one that you don't really have a very big sample size to look at. So how much anti-stratting could you have done? And also, any anti-stratting that you've done might not be representative of like a certain style that Mousesports want to play on this map, right?
Yeah,
I mean, it's not one that they play much, so they're not very regimented in how they approach it, perhaps.
And like I said on the desk as well, I mean, if you are going out there and saying, okay, we anti-stratted everyone, the Mousesports are going to try and react to that and try and play a little more unpredictably. You don't want to be completely red. Still, another round for Mousesports. Reset coming in. The double orb is saved, or 2 of the 3 orbs in that round are saved. And we can see why they are not only a blessing, but also a curse. So difficult to get the retake on, but B retake with the man disadvantage, even if you're fully M4'd up, that's still going to be one you're probably saving in. Not a great position for Valiance just there, and Mousesports certainly bringing the heat back in this second map of the series, not wanting to be eliminated from the European minor this easily, and I don't really blame them. An event that they, in theory, should be going through in first seed, but already seen Vitality exit their group in top place right now. I'd love to know what's going on with the North Wendigo game as well, because if you guys weren't aware, Wendigo picked up that first map, 16-12, up against North on Overpass. It's currently 5-3 to Wendigo on map number 2, so this isn't the only upset here today, Harry. But look at that push from Hunter. Great start into B main immediately, takes down Oscar, and starts Valiance off with a pick.
Oh, next up. Boosted up and over. Sunny is not ready for this. That much is sure. He's going to be fully open and no one in a position to trade. The next nearest man is Stiko over here in Squeaky, but not at an ideal angle to deal with anything going on in main. Worst thing is here, this entire A portion of the map, almost bar Squeaky, is under Valiant's control right now. So a lot of information picked up. That's a bit messy, but Otto is still able to complete the kill. That's all that matters. Rops and Stiko left standing in a 2-on-4. And the issue is Valiance, they're just everywhere across this map. Hunt is pushing up at B. Nex has gone aggressive in through Squeaky, and he could shut this whole round down right now.
You got to hit the shots, and he does eventually. Otto coming up B again with the SMG, and he can trade out to the AWP on the body of Chris as well. So big upgrades there for Valiance to actually pick up that round. That was somewhat of a cobbled together force after the reset round in the previous. So very nice work from Otto and Hunter with those pushes, of course. And the same story for Nexa. He flanks all the way around from that boost and even goes deep into Squeaky, as you said. So Valiant keeping things, well, not close, but not letting Mousesports run away with it off the back of that reset. Because if they won their 7th round there, that puts Valiance on full eco. That's when a half really gets out of control. But it's not going to do so for now. 6-2. We've got the double orb back in play for Valiance. Glad to see them straying away from the triple this time. Oscar, he's going for that fast peek in through Squeaky, but it's not going to be well timed. There's a flash going through. Hunter's getting aggressive. That's not going to work out. So many players on the other side. They just overwhelm Valiance on this A site. Such a surprising burst, and there's no amount of prep you can do to counter that. Esperanto forced back, and unless he gets a shot through the smoke, this might just be undoable.
Yeah, you're really clutching at straws. You're hoping that and praying that a singular stray bullet can connect onto someone like Stiko. That Molotov does force Oscar forward, and there's the opportunity. There's the ball rolling. Sunny is on this flank round, but what that means is Rops and Steeker, they have to try and hold this site on their own. Sunny now setting up in mid, left in this 1v3. And the bomb isn't planted for him. Nexa reads that incredibly well. That was a retake that Valiance had absolutely no business winning. A 3-on-4. So much time as well for Mousesports to set up those post plants. We even had Sunny on that long rotation in through mid. There should have been no way that Valiance got back into that.
I think there's that somewhat level of expectancy as well with that final kill on Sunny, right? You look at the scoreboard in a 1-on-3 and you see Sunny in a bomb plant situation, you're like, okay, he's going to be flanking. Sunny loves a good flank, as we've been seeing so much today. And while it has been very profitable for him, it also, it also comes back to haunt him in that situation. So Mousesports down to pistols. Their money has been broken this time. It's bounced back in the favor of Valiance. Just Eagles here. Otto already getting spotted outside of B, and oh, Hunter's found the bomb. Hello, hello. Look at this little package. He's pushed all the way up behind enemy lines, and well, Sunny has actually bypassed him by going aggressive in middle. Esperanto will check it. Hopefully he does, getting the kill as well. Hunter drops a man in A main, but one more has snuck through to his death. Stiko is the last man here, and he's been spotted, but he might just get this one kill. Letney avoiding it, and great shot to Hunter, but surely no more than that.
Yeah, nothing more fat. I mean, Valiance didn't even need to really hunt him there. They had the bomb, they had everything going their way, but they just wanted to add insult to injury. Also didn't want to let him get away with anything into that next round. Yeah, maybe could have picked up the... it was only an MP9 drop, so it's not the end of the world, but maybe could have done a bit more damage. They're quick to mop him up anyway. We see Valiance 4-6. Similar kind of storyline to Train almost, right? With a strong start from Mousesports. Once again, they go 5-0 up to kickstart this half. On their T side, exactly the same as actually over on Trade. And now, since kind of getting into the rifle rounds, the meat and potatoes of this first half, Valiance have been pulling ahead. In a sense, you know, I mean, scoreline's still 6-4. Mousesports looking good, but all the rifle rounds going the way of Valiance right now.
Yeah, again, it's, like we said, it's the early start for Mousesports that is so strong, but despite getting an early start and then a reset, it was that one force round for Valiance that has really made this half a little bit more favourable. 3 in a row, and maybe even a 4 for pushes like that. Hunter dropping the bomb, 2 kills up in main. Steeker not even going to be able to react because he doesn't know where these CTs are on the site. If he pushes out, it could be covered from forklift, and it certainly isn't at the moment, but missed smoke is only going to make matters worse. Flash to follow, but a crossfire from A main towards the back of the site. It's down to Rops. He's the only question mark in this equation, the only hidden man as he creeps up from behind, but there's a man on car to worry about as well, and he's getting a shot from the flank. Valiance are all over this map. Everywhere you look, there's a player, and Esperanto is going to finish it off with a couple more kills as well. So another round here to the CT side, 5-6. That's 4 in a row now, Harry. Dear, oh dear. Again, a strong start for Mousesports, slightly slipping away from them.
I mean, one of the things I'm really liking about this Valiance CT side thus far is they seem to be so understanding of when and where it's appropriate to poke and prod this Mousesports roster. Yeah. Like, you notice they're never just running into this default, because Mousesports are holding their ground early on. They are trying to wait for this aggression to come through. And even mid-round there in the previous, right, there was the flash back into main. That was what allowed Hunter to find that quick double. Knowing when to re-aggress, when to try and retake map control. That's something that Valiant seem to have down pat here on Cash.
That is true. And
yeah, and obviously there's that as well, right?
Yeah, that helps.
Hunter sees in pheromones, right? He just smells his prey. He's like an alien.
Or a shark.
Yeah, I mean, they see with like electromagnetic stuff.
Yeah, let's focus on this.
You know.
Welcome to Shark Facts. Bit of a wipe down though. Rops does respond with the deagle. Oscar's actually scabbing himself an AK. Forget that, he's been shot, and Otto's finished off as well. Rops going down, and another round to Valiance. This is equaled up, Harry. Quick as you like it, 6-6. Suddenly that lead that Mousesports had, oh boom, it's almost like we predicted it. It's almost like we just saw it back on Train. They let their foot off the pedal, and Valiance, or they hotwire the car. Another rifle round coming out from Mousesports in the next, but they are going to need Something surprising, because right now Valiance, as you said, they are all over the map. They are all behind Mousesports, and not in a good way.
And this is drawing some real shocking parallels to Train and how that shaped up. Strong start from Maz, Valiance then coming back and starting to find their footing. Nexa,
oh dear,
waiting and be patient as ever. Rops is going to delete him. Are they ready for Hunter? Yes, they are. Rops in with a double, and now suddenly 2 players here for Valiance as Esperanto desperately rotates in to try and help out. He's bested, and now it's Otto inside of B. Now put in the ground. Lenny left up at a 1v4 with the open hand. You imagine you could look to try and hold on to this in spite of the fact the buyer's coming in the next round. He knows that if he can do any damage, then it's very, very valuable.
But these faster-paced rounds into B have been the success story for Mousesports. The real reason they actually are taking back the lead, it was the bread and butter of the first 5. So maybe if they keep going for that, they will continue to, well, keep this up on the T side, because again, we're harping a lot on them, then dropping a few rounds in a row and allowing Valiance back into this. But when you're a map away from elimination, in a best of 3 versus a massive underdog, a new team that's been formed only a couple of months, and you're a top 5 team in the world, this is a game you should be winning.
I mean, and these are the situations as well where being such a heavy favorite comes back to haunt you, right? Because you know that everyone, is going to be sat at home. They've been rooting for you. They've been anticipating that you're the ones to take this. You yourselves believe that you should be the ones to take it. And then, you get in the server, you get shut down on your own map pick, and now Cash hardly getting off to the best of starts. They do at least have a 7-6 lead right now over Valiance. But is that going to continue to be the case as this first half is set to continue? Orp out on Oscar. Chris J donning the Krieg, and over on the side of Valiance to go back into that Heading into the second half here, Valiance currently sitting up 8-7. We're getting flashbacks to Train over here on the casting desk. I'm sure the viewers are at home as well, because this is following a very, very similar pattern indeed. Mousesport's going to now be over on that CT side. Rop's donning the kit. A couple of flashbangs over on the side of Valiance. It's going to be Hunter picking that up, but it looks like they have their eyes set over here towards this mid boost for the time being.
Yeah, Rob's not wide peeking though. He's going to check it. Oh, he should have seen the head there, but Nexa going to get away scot-free. It's actually Chris J to find first blood down on B, finding Letney early on. Nexa holding for this repeak. Rob's not baiting for it or biting for it. That timing is very unfortunate. Nexa moving right as Robs goes right back in, and he's going to drop instead. So this is looking like that A split for Valiance, but I think Mousesports with two players in mid are going to be very ready to shut down the flank, plus a second player moving up onto the car to bolster the A side defense. Nexa winning his battle, and here's the push out. It's all on Oscar, really. He's the only man committed to the back of the site. They don't know he's here just yet, but wow, they've worked it out pretty quickly. Otto rounding the corner, Oscar's arch nemesis right now as that bomb gets planted, and Stiko and Chris are all that remain.
And this is certainly no easy feat. That's a bit of an understatement. Stiko's going to fall, and now just Chris J at the mercy of all those guns looking onto it. All the prying eyes of Valiance looking to try and pick up that kill. And that will be them, now up 9-7. Pistol rounds as well had been Mousesports' bread and butter in this series. That's where they found so many successes. Even if you think back to the previous series versus Optic, they look good there as well. They got 3 out of the 4 pistol rounds. Even then, they're able to go ahead and win out their force buys in those second rounds whenever they lost them.
Oh my sweet lord. Otto finds 3 in middle. And wow, that was one of the fastest rounds you're going to see all day, mainly because this day is going to be over in 6 rounds if Valiance keep this up, Harry. This is starting to get very worrying. 10-7. And Nexa, who only had 4 kills in the first half, actually opened up that pistol round with 3 P250 headshots. So fantastic turnaround for him. If you're adding on, you know, you've got Otto on 18 kills, you've got Esperanza on 16, Hunter on 13, and then Nexa's on 4, and then he finds a confidence boosting round like that straight into the second half. You know, things are really coming up top trumps for Valiance. Gaming hard tonight as we head into round number 18. Mousesports on the full rifles, nice and early. They don't want to go for that 4th round buy. They want the guns ASAP, and I barely blame them with this kind of bleed in the favour of Valiance. A fast A execute is the name of the game.
Yeah, Mousesports trying to hold their ground. Hunter's already opened up. Actually doubles down. My goodness, somehow with the UMPs, the SMGs, they're getting it done. Bomb plant going to come on in, and for Chris J and Stiko, they are so far away. They've just got to save.
They're allowed. Esperanto's already on that hunt, but Chris J going to be ready for it and does take him down with the AUG. 2 players left up now for Mousesports, and I would imagine if you're Valiance, you might just go for this just for the insult to injury. You can see Nexus already on a bit of a search mission. I would say a rescue mission, but he's looking to do anything but rescue Mousesports right now. Being slow, being careful. Doesn't want to overstay his welcome too much, so these guns will be held on for Mousesports for another round, but that's fine for Valiance. That's an 11-7 scoreline. That's a round 1 on the first buy of the half. This is the kind of game that if you're Mousesports, is going to give you a nosebleed in the half. They have got nothing to say right now.
No, they almost certainly don't. I mean, you can see this. It's a pretty dismal situation to be in. Staring down the barrel of elimination of Mousesports. They still have a little bit of room to maneuver, but what a storyline that would be for Valiance and Co. and for Mousesports. I mean, either team. One, a story of sadness and disappointment. The other, a tale of, you know, 2 rosters coming together and finding a tremendous amount of success here at the minor.
Ooh, all the spam through mid. Got to be careful there. Oscar goes walking through, but Esperanto's already got the reload in time. Is going to be able to take him down through the corner of the box. And now with the pick, mid is looking ripe for the taking. Stiko up in the vents. Esperanto not checking the corner, but he does flick back round. A second wallbang kill for Esperanto. This is getting unaccountable for Mousesports. No players on this B site. 2 men left up on the wrong side of the map at the wrong time. Valiance are going to have another free round taken. 12 on this T side. Mousesports no response yet on this entire half. And Letney, he's even hunting for these last couple of kills. He gets spotted, but he doesn't realize the exact position. He thinks it's MBK or the boost. He doesn't even know. So probably best to get out of there and just say to your team, there are players on the A site. You better go hunting. And that's exactly what Nexa does. Chipping away at Rops, spotting the scout. Sunny deciding to re-aggress in main as well, but Letney's wrapped all the way around Squeaky.
And I mean, the key thing here for Mousesports is you can't just keep getting these little one and done rounds. You have to be chaining together a couple when you do finally have your buy coming on in. That's a problem they're going to face. You know, you can't just apply a bandage to this. There's no quick fix. You have to grind this game out now to try and get back into it. If you are Mousesports, they have a buy on the horizon, but time is of the essence for Mouse's. Tactical pause called in from Valiance. Gonna have a bit of time to try and make sure everyone's on the same page heading in to this first rifle round.
Dear, dear. And I think this could have been a salvageable game for Mousesports, you know, over on Mirage, over on a map that they already lost to Valiance just yesterday, but without a doubt would have time to go back and look at their mistakes and figure things out. But we may not even get to that third map, Harry. We may be done in 2 as Mousesports if he did miss it. Lost their opening map pick over on Train to this exact team moments ago. And right now, things like I have no positives in Mousesports in the second half yet to get around. Just getting trounced by Valiance. AWP is finally in. 2 of them for Mousesports. This could be the saving grace. Valiance do not have one in their roster. Close main position for Sunny. Risky. Do like to spam that smoke to check for a boost, but Sunny's waiting for it. He can always get flash through from his teammate, but re-smoke comes in just a delay. He's seemed to waiting to see if there's anyone trying to abuse a gap in a smoke. Anything you can do, I can do better, or swap positions when the flashes come through. That's exactly what happens, but they still check the corner, and Sunny gets overwhelmed. Rops, the only man to find a kill on the A site, but the smokes are down, and the players are out. Mousesports are down a man as the bomb gets planted.
Now Chris, Stiko and Oscar, 3 on 4, such a pivotal moment. We need to see something huge. And Chris J, the man looking to try and deliver it, charging on in. Nexus picked him up. Oscar left in the 1v2. There is still a chance for him here, but it has to be a miracle to keep Mousesports in this one. Time ticking down, and Oscar gonna get spotted next to dispatches of him. Valiance and Co. 13-7 now. And things go from bad to worse for Mouse, because now you're staring down the barrel of this kind of buy, and then you lose, then you save situation that we've seen them in so many times before. The money's run out once again over on this CT side. And in the Mouse camp, I mean, to say morale must be at an all-time low, I feel like it's a bit of an understatement at this point in time. They wanted the revenge here. That's what they were hyped about. They had their shot to show that they are the better team, that they can go toe-to-toe with Valiance. Fell apart on their map pick, and here on Cash, it might be a similar story. We need to see Mousesports of old make a return here.
This just shows how hungry some of these younger and newer teams are. This team, I mean, the 3-man core formed in November, I'm pretty sure. So it's been such a short amount of time for Valiance to actually, prepare for this event, but they've clearly been working hard, and props to them. Oh, nice shot from Robs. Hunter going to be picked apart early on. Valiance now with a man down. We'll still look to take this mid-control. There's only 2 players on A. Mousesports have gambled with a heavy B setup, more due to the fact that it's very difficult to retake that site. And maybe the right stack to make. Unfortunately, Nexus already found that opening kill. Esperanto spotting the second player in heaven. Do they expect Stiko? That's a no. He gets 1, but there's an instant trade with the Molotov already on his position, forcing him into the open. Nexus can cross safely. No smoke needed. And they still have a smoke in their repertoire to cut off this heaven, as exactly where Oscar sits with this scout. Bombs down in the meantime for Valiance, and the nades are starting to fly in just to keep back these Mouse Sports players. Shot from Esperanto connecting, and he's just going to double up. 3 in the round. Again, another crazy clutch, not clutch situation, but multi-kill situation from Esperanto. He has been the MVP of this series without a doubt. Him and Otto really carrying Valiance through this. Although it has really been a team effort across the board. Like, everyone's had their moments from Valiance, and this is not at all a one-man army.
No, definitely not. But Mouse Sports, they at least have a buy up here, and that is the only thing they can take solace in. We really need to see something spectacular from them now. It's last chance saloon for Mouse. They underperformed at the last major. They went out 0-3 in the group stage. That's how they ended up here. Now, in the minor, a new low for Mouse perhaps, as they stand just 2 rounds away from elimination. Stico gonna get dispatched of up here towards the vents, and now Chris J trying desperately to hold back Hunter. Seems like with Mouse, the Kovacs giveth and they take it away, because he's opened up in towards this B bomb site, and now the rest of the Mouse Sports team, they're locked out by that Molotov.
Yeah, Robs gets tagged pretty heavily as well. Sunny walking into the vent room, but there's one player on the other side. Esperanto ready to re-peek if Letney does go down. But oh, there's a bait in. Esperanto with his back turned. Sunny gets the frag. That's something, but he's not going to push off the back of it, waiting for a potential flank that will not come. Valiance are still committed, all 4 players within the bomb site. And the more time that ticks, the more Mousesports question, do we go for this or do we play for OT? It's a long road to recovery, but no picks presenting themselves, and Letney hasn't moved a muscle. Sunny flashing in to his death. Hunter gets a kill in the meantime, and as synergized as that push was from Mousesports, not a single kill behind it. 4 players surviving in the post plant, and 15 rounds taken here for Valiance.
And just what a storyline this is. Valiance sitting on map, series point, potentially about to send home Mousesports, the top 5, one of the top 5 teams in the world. The top-seeded team here, and the favorite to go ahead and get through this entire event. Potentially about to get sent home on day 2 of the European minor. What a testament to Valiance's hard work as well. I mean, they were very, very keen to show how hard they've been working, how much effort they'd put in, and now they stand on this finish line. Sunny and Chris J looking to try and make this duel go on that much longer. Mousesports not too keen on letting this one slip through their fingers without a fight. Hunter, he's driven, and he's very, very hungry indeed. Down to CT, double smoke for efficiency, bit of a waste there. Molotov up into the heavens, and this wrap round from Stico and Oscar. Stico and Sunny rather might go unnoticed. They've boosted up. Hunter into the vents. This does leave the bomb very vulnerable to this flank. Letney's going to go ahead and spot the first man. Now Hunter and Letney trapped.
Yeah, Letney's just got to try and bait them in, allow his teammate to get the damage done from the vent. They surely won't expect this kind of position, but there is a wallbang still possible from Oscar. He can rain down a lot of damage from this back CT position, and they're just waiting for this bomb to cross. They've already spotted it. Stico, great off angle, not going to be expected, but the trade is there. Valiance are trying to cut the ribbon, but Mousesports have taken away the scissors, and Sunny on the flank is going to be able to finish things off. Mousesports are not done just yet. 8 rounds here on the CT side. They keep things going. But the money on Valiance is so good. They're going to be able to continue to buy up until this game is over.
The complete flip side of things is the money on Mousesports. It's pretty dire, right? You're going to be scraping the bottom of the barrel even with this one. A little bit limited in terms of utility here and there. You can see Oscar and Chris J not exactly how you'd like them to be. There's still enough to work with. Valiance, they might just try and keep it simple, stupid. 3 players over here toward this B bomb site early on, looking like it could just be a B dedication off the bat. You can see Esperanto trying to work mid, Nexa holding out for any A-site aggression. He also threw in a couple of smokes to try and keep their attention fixated on this portion of the map. And now more than ever, we need Stico and Chris J inside of this B-bomb site to show up for Mousesports. Flash is there, and it does blind Letney as he tries to play the anti-flash. Hunter not quite able to bail him out. Molotov going to heat things up for Stico. He's able to extinguish it and buy himself a little bit more time. Rotation now arrives from Rops, but Valiance and Co sitting with 1 minute and 5 seconds left on the clock. They still have plenty of time and plenty of utility as well.
I'm not sure what that was. Just jumping out into the open. Hunter's already in the checkers, and Stico knew it, but he just jumped to his death. That might cost Mousesports this entire bomb site. Hunter still here, the bomb yet to be committed. They've still got players up in A main, so this is far from a full commitment for Valiance. Otto just burned rocks to the back of the site. He just ran to his death in through the Molotov. B is now looking right for the taking, but the bomb's on the other side of the map, and Chris J doesn't know. He's committed within the bomb site as Valiance creep up highway. It's down to Sonny, hidden in the corner. He's got support from Oscar up on the car as well. Not much time for Valiance to reroute. They've got to commit.
Esperanto's snuck up through the highway. Will they be ready for Sonny? He has to show up. Only good for one. Nexa trades 15 seconds. Oscar and Chris J. The two players left to stand between Valiance, but no, it's only Oscar remaining. A 1v2. Slowly but surely he creeps up through highway. The rest of the team looking on, but no, Valiance and Co closing it out 16-8. They show up here on a cash. They take the series 2-0, and they're going to send Mousesports home as that last round looks like amateur hour there from the Mouse.